Alright, looks like we're live. There's nothing really to tell me that we are, but this is the Free Association Radio Show, the YouTube version. And you're looking at a symbolic radionics schematic that I found on the internet and took a picture of with my own picture over the top of it for the last video. But I wanted to talk about radionics and Reiki today. So I've been doing Reiki, hands-on healing, distant healing for 22 years now. Almost exactly 22 years. It was April 1998 that I had my Reiki level 1 initiation. And over the years I've bought loads of books, and amongst them was the David Tansley Subtle Body Anatomy and Radionics book, and I think another one, but I can't remember the title of the other one. It's years and years ago, so it's taken me 22 years of messing about with various healing modalities, crystal healing, Bach flower essences, metamorphic technique, spiritualism, all sorts of things, some co-counseling I did as well, a little bit of NLP, lots of things. I've incorporated lots of things into my Reiki over the years. Immunix, emotional freedom technique, lots of things. But the only, more or less, the only thing that I didn't get to was radionics. So it's taken me 22 years to get my head to the place where I'm interested in radionics, and it's got a lot of similarities with Reiki. It's got a lot of similarities. The difference is in the approach. With radionics, you're looking for a specific combination of frequencies, whereas with Reiki, it's a generic, universal kind of push of energy to perk things up, to get things working properly. So radionics is much more specific, much more targeted, it's much more, I don't know what the word is really, much more kind of science-based, if it is science-based at all. At least there's a methodology there that's conceptually science, even if it isn't actually defined as science. Whereas Reiki is a set of principles and some universal healing energy and some initiation rituals and some Buddhist talk about compassion, all of which I like, and they're there as a foundation. I use Reiki as kind of in a radionics context. Reiki is a carrier wave for other stuff. I've found that it helps me to read people when I'm doing spiritualist readings or whatever, mediumship occasionally, or tarot or astrology. The energetic link, the carrier wave is the Reiki. That's the connection for me. So with radionics, I expect that I'll be doing the same thing. I'll be using Reiki as a carrier wave, and maybe narrowing it down initially and then broadening out. So using the frequency that I get from dowsing, which is the radionics piece, using that as the carrier, and then broadening out to universal, or maybe universal and then narrowing down to a specific set of frequencies. I don't know yet, I haven't tested it, but I know that there's a lot of interesting stuff can happen with the combination of the two, and I'm quite excited about it. It's going to be a part of the radio show for probably the next year or 2 years, while I work out what I'm doing, because I really haven't got a clue what will work and what doesn't work until I test it. So that's it. I'm kind of inviting you to tune into the radio show, and if you're energy sensitive, if you've got experience with energy healing modalities, then I need feedback. I need some help. So if you can tune in, it's revolution.radio, Studio B, 11 o'clock on a Saturday, East Coast time, 4 p.m. in the UK. You can work out what it is for the rest of the world from that. But you'd be very welcome, and I'd definitely need some help with this. So the more the merrier as far as I'm concerned. If you've got any way to give me honest feedback, then it would be very much